We're going to continue graphing inequalities. What we're going to do is we're going to start with our linear inequality right here. This one's kind of tricky because we don't see numbers. We know that the slope is 1 and our y-intercept is 0. So when we make our graph, what we're going to do is we're going to start off at 0 on the y-axis. And since our slope is 1, we're going to go up 1 to the right 1. We're going to do it again, up 1 to the right 1. We're going to draw a dashed line, and the reason that it's a dashed line is because it's less than. So we're going to draw our dashed line, and less than means we shade below. Now for the second one, this is a little bit more complicated because it's a quadratic. Once again, we know it's a quadratic because of the squared. We know that it opens up, and we know our axis of symmetry is negative b, so negative, negative 2, 2 times 1. And that right there is 2 over 2, which is 1. So our vertex is 1 comma, when we plug in a 1, squared is 1. That's negative 2, and then plus 1. And that right there gives us a 0. So we have 1, 0. Since it's going up, when we go to the right one, we go up 1, left 1, up 1. And then when we go over 2, we go up 4. Go over 2, we go up 4. Then what we're going to do is we're going to come up with our dashed line. And since it's greater than, we're going to shade above. Now, where the two overlap, it's going to be right here in the middle. Now, looking at our next one, we're going to do the same thing. I'm going to start off with my linear inequality. Now, when I'm graphing this, this is a little bit different because instead of y, it's now x. And so at 1, I draw a vertical line. And greater than means that it's going to go to the right. Now, with my quadratic, I see that it goes down. My axis of symmetry is going to be negative 2 over 2 times negative 1, which is 1. So my vertex, when I plug in a 1, when I plug in a 1 here, it becomes a negative 1. When I plug in a 1 here, it becomes a 2. And that, of course, is 1. So I have 1, 1. It goes down. So I'm going to go down 1, and then I'm going to go down 4. It's greater than or equal to, so that means it's a solid line. And greater than means that it's shaded above. So my answer is where the two overlap, which is going to be right in here. Now, looking at letter F. I'm going to start off with my first quadratic. I see that it opens up. I see the axis of symmetry is negative 4 over 2 times 1, which is negative 2. That means that my vertex is negative 2. When I plug in a negative 2, it's 4. Negative 2 here is negative 8. So that would be minus 4. So I have negative 2, negative 4. When I go over 1, I go up 1. When I go over 2, I go up 4. Since it's greater than, I'm going to draw a dashed line. And greater than means I shade above. For the next one, I see that it goes down. My axis of symmetry is 0, and then my vertex is 0, 4. So 0, 4, I plot my point. I go down 1, and then I go down 4. Since it's less than, I'm going to shade below. And my answer is where the two overlap. So I'm looking for my blue and my red. I see that it's all in here. So I'm going to make that a little bit darker. And that's how we graph inequalities.